Look at that. Thank you, production. I was like 1 second off, and they were like, yeah, let's cut to him. Hey, welcome back, guys. We are here once again live from Jönköping at DreamHack 2023 Winter Edition. And with me behind this desk, I have Sleeper and Pidde, my two good friends who are going to be the ones to take us through this action as it continues on throughout the day. Kicking things off, though, that first game, guys, that was definitely action-packed for sure.
It really was, and as we mentioned when we were in the lobby before and after the game, that Leo took full control. We didn't expect that, but then Tampere, the team that we expect to be a little bit of a stronger team, actually showed it once we come into the late game. They took control of objectives, and Leo, they missed out on the DPS from the AD carry, I felt like.
I just think that Yasuo pick was too much.
Man.
It just took away too much of the comp.
That wind wall
Yeah.
was just so instrumental in so many of those engagements.
Yeah.
I think I saw him negate like 3 Syndra ults
Yeah.
at one point, like in total. Absolutely ridiculous. One of the funny moments that I was like, oh, that was pretty funny, is like he wind walled the ult,
Yeah.
and then he died to the Q.
Yeah. Can't dodge that one.
Yeah, because he's just like, oh, right, you know what, piss off. Finished him off. But yeah, so that first game, excellent work from Tampere in terms of playing that long, slow-paced game, because, I mean, they were behind for the majority of how, like, in that first match.
Yeah, and I think it's also surprising because they won bot lane early and still didn't get the Drake. So they actually had the resources to invest in bot side, but still weren't able to close it out with objectives. I don't know what happened there, but maybe it was some miscommunication or it was some nerves. I don't know.
A lot of that was like the AD carry, Asgo in Leo. They was spending so much time on the bot side, but he didn't get any of this gold at all. And all of a sudden he got behind because he died in these trades. So through the fresh, yeah, he died, but he was still in the lead in gold against Asgo, and Asgo just got too far behind in the endgame.
All right, boys. Well, that was for game number 1. Absolutely a fantastic start. And if it is going to set a precedent here for this best out of 3, then I am all for it. With that said, we do have a second game coming up. We're just getting kind of comfortable here. You know, the players have now played their first game, and I know for some of them, we were kind of joking around a little bit. Both of them are completely fine with losing that first match. But I have to ask now, you know, as Leo, with the way that they started off that game with such a fantastic advantage, do you think that that could go against them a little bit here?
I see a lot of potential in Leo. I see a lot of potential. If they just were able to close that game out a little bit earlier, they would have won that game. That shouldn't even be a problem for them. I think that they just need to work on some macro. I actually talked with Tampere here before, and they said it's so different being on stage. Everybody's talking, so there's elements in Tampere that is not working right now, and maybe that is an advantage for Leo at the moment.
Like, Leo showed really good sides of themselves here in the first game, but I'm a little against that. If they cannot win this game where they're in such a good lead, I kind of don't see them taking the second game at all.
So are you kind of hinting into that this could be a quick 2-0 affair?
I have a little feeling
little
that's
bit of
going to
a
be,
hunch.
yeah, a hunch that it's going to be 2-0.
I mean, I don't think we went through that, actually, so I guess I'll just pose the question to you as well, Sleeper. Like, where do you feel we kind of stand in the big picture now in this series?
I think Leo will take this second game and take it to the third. I think just because I think it's difficult mentally to close out a best of 3 in 2 games. It's really difficult, especially when 2 teams that shows that they are really good at this game. I think Leo will give 100%, and I don't think that Tampere can reach that 100% another game, but maybe in the third possible game.
Okay, so you feel like there's kind of a little bit of a cool-down period, if you will, between like that type of swing back.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the macro perspective again, because I think that was something that we didn't touch upon enough in that first game. Because there was a little bit of a pointing out, like, yeah, you know, they've got the Drakes and stuff like that, but what could Leo have done better, or differently rather, in order to equalize that portion of the game?
They need to take control over River earlier. There has to be some kind of established control so that it's hard for Tampere to get in.
Let's continue that in a bit, because we are going to jump into the draft, guys, and this is going to be interesting again. Remember, the bans that we saw in that previous draft, we had Swain, Aurelion Sol, 2 target bans there versus Fruity Fresh, Orianna, Blitz, and Jax. So 3 out of 5 bans went into that bot lane investment for Leo Esports. On the opposite end, we saw a little bit more of a focus in terms of the bans out of the Finns. targeting the jungler.
Yeah, and I think that's like the players that both teams respect maybe a little bit too much, but so far Temper is going to start off with 2 of the same bans they did in the first game, and if we look at Leo, Aurelion Sol is out already, so Swain is also coming there, so it's still focused on the AD carry from Leo, and from Temper there's a lot of focus on the jungle and the top side. And there's a mid lane as well. They don't want that Syndra to come through once more.
Actually, really respectful against Zuka. So they let Orianna go. No, Orianna actually getting banned by Leo. So the only champion that isn't gonna get banned is actually Ivern from the first ban stage from last game. So Ivern available.
Let's see if that's going to be something they are going to lean into. First pick, though, coming out here for Uko, it is going to be Jace.
Yeah, Jace, we haven't seen him in a while. Well, we haven't casted Collegiate in a while, but Jace here coming out from Tamper side is the second most played champion for JJ in the mid lane. So Orianna, it's not open. We're going to move on. It's a Syndra. Syndra is also banned, so then we're going to go for the Jace instead. So we have a big comfort champion coming out here from Tamper.
But this is a little bit of a curveball, though. Victor.
Yeah, it's quite similar to the Syndra and Orianna pick. You have this long range, you have this burst, you can go against a lot of opponents at once. But I still feel like both Syndra and Orianna are more viable, but I think Victor is the best supplement you can get.
It could just do so much damage. And I have a little feeling that Leo here from the last game, they lacked a little bit of the team fighting. So going down with the Victor instead here, who is much, much stronger in a team fight compared to Syndra like they had before, I think it's going to give them a good advantage.
All right, well, for the Finns, Maokai coming out here, and is this going to be a support Maokai, or are we going to see him in the jungle?
This is most likely going to be a jungle one. We talked with them before. They mentioned Maokai is available in the jungle. The jungler, so Polar, didn't seem too happy about it. But they're going to go here with the Maokai, and it's a really strong champion right now.
Yeah, I think he said that, like, yeah, I mean, if they ban Maokai, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to play it, but as it stands, he was apparently quite good at that specific pick, though. So it's like, yeah, you know, I don't think you mind too much.
I'm super excited right now because Fruity Fresh got his 6, and 6 is one of his best champions. So I really look forward to see what he can do with this champion. We'll see.
Yeah, and Fruity Fresh plays a lot of AP carries on the AD carry position, but 6 in the solo queue, he went 44-17. So that's a 72% win rate. That's really good to have in this rank in a solo queue, to be able to get that many wins and not lose too many games. And I think 6, well, they might forget about him because there's such a big focus right now on Aurelion Sol and Swain for the Fruity Fresh, and now he got his 6 instead.
Second ban phase now, coming up with the first big bans here, Varus and Jax. And also the Sylas. We talked about Sylas earlier today when we prepped for this, actually, and he's so good when the enemy team picks Maokai, because that ultimate could be the deciding factor of winning and losing.
It's kind of a must for them to ban it, unless if they know, okay, we're not going to pick this champion, we're going to get rid of it anyways. Tampere is still their mid lane plays. Oh, sorry, their top lane also plays the Sylas. So I get it, they want to ban Sylas out, but at the same time, who is gonna pick it up? It's only the top lane available to get a champion picked from the Tamper, and having a Sylas here, I don't know if that match.
First pick coming out in the second pick phase. It's gonna be Leo with the first one. And we are super excited to see if they will go for the jungle or support, and it looks like jungler and we're gonna play Wukong this time.
It is, and I looked before in the Leo Mythics that they played a lot of Wukong on the top side as well. So once again, Leo is building a little bit more for the team fighting right now. They don't build the scrimmage team that they had in the first game. This game they know, all right, we did a trading scrimmage team, didn't really work out for us in the end. Let's go for the team fighting instead.
Trundle Karma picked up for Tamper University. That completes their 5 for the Summoner's Rift Game 2. And now last pick coming out from Leo Mystic. But this Karma together with a 6, that's a lot of poke in the bot lane.
Yeah, that's going to be a really rough lane for them, but they have Varus on the bot side, and most likely going to see Incinerate going to play the Amumu as well on the support. So they also have a good range from their AD carry and the support, and if they engage.
Yeah, guys, let's do like a little bit of an overview, right? Because Tampere University, we have Maokai that is going to offer them a lot of extra map control with those saplings. Jace, that's poke. Ziggs, that's poke. Karma, that's poke. And on top of that, of course, they're going to have that mobility, the buffs from Karma, coupled together with Trundle already being very mobile. That's going to be a fairly scary composition. We look over, though. Again, we have Bjorn on Olaf. And we saw how well he executed things in his top lane in that first game.
Yeah, he played it really well. He was one of the carries for their team, but he wanted to come in from the side, get the one kill in the backline or something like that. But the rest of the team didn't have the damage to help him out in big team fights. So instead, he was all alone, and they couldn't win it at all.
What I see here is two teams that has a lot of poke, and both of them can pull the trigger at any point. That is gonna be so scary.
But pound for pound, looking at the compositions for either side, who would you give an edge, Pidde?
I would go with Tampere here. It's just Trundle. It's a sleeper champion. You never expect him to do a lot of damage until he gets 2 items and he one-shots you out of nowhere, even though you're a tank.
I gotta give it to Leo Mystic. I like the Amumu Wukong combination. It's easier to execute than the Trundle and Maokai.
All right, boys. Well, of course, to everyone watching there at home, this is live from the city of DreamHack in the region of Jönköping, in the municipality of Jönköping, of course. DreamHack Winter 2023. This is the Nexus Collegiate semi-finals. And, well, I'm going to hand it over once again to our illustrious commentators, Sleeper and Pidde.
This game we will see Tampere on the left side and Leo on the right side. Game 1 going to Tampere. And now we will see what team comes out strongest mentally. Is it the team that lost or the team that won?
It's always hard to say here, because some teams, they thrive to lose the first game. Like both of these teams mentioned a little bit, they're fine with losing the first game, and some teams don't like winning the first one. So this game is really gonna show what's gonna happen here for the whole series. I'm still feeling that Tampere has a lot of damage coming out and a ghost already from both sides.
Yeah, they need to respect each other. These two champions are so good at the 1v1s. I think actually Uko picked that just to prove that he can't get bullied by Bjorn because he played Kennen last game. So this will actually be really interesting to see these two people just fighting it off in top lane.
It for sure will be. And Olaf is one of those champions who's really strong at just going in for trade all the time. He has healing, has slow, and he has the damage. But Trundle also has that, as well as the movement speed coming out from his W. And that's the thing, like, they're so similar, these two champions. It's going to come down to the skill. And I think that Uko that's playing Trundle, that Trundle ultimate is a little bit stronger later.
I think like all lanes are almost the same except for bot lane. For bot lane, it's more poke and push from the side of Tampere, while it's more late game and utility CC from the side of Leo. But otherwise, it's very similar. Look at this damage from Uko. I don't think he can force anything out. It doesn't even have the flash. So actually, flash advantage top lane now that there's no ghost available. So it should be quite dangerous up here for Bjorn.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see. Last game he was one of the carries for his team, couldn't really pull it off though, so might be his turn this game. But if you look at the minions already, he's gonna fall behind in the minions, but there is a push against him. He has the possibility to do a freeze as well. But right now Bjorn ain't really winning these trades. Gonna go
they're
in
going
for it.
They're going for it in top lane.
Pound
Let's see
for
who
pound.
wins this. It's so close, but it's Uko, and I have to say I thought Uko was gonna win that, so it's not surprising. But Bjorn going for it, that's surprising.
That's so smart of Uko, using his pillar to cancel one auto attack coming out from Bjorn, and that results that he gets the first blood as well. So right now, Tampere is gonna go in with the 1 and 0 in kills, and top lane once again it's gonna get first blood.
I think Uko is really happy about that, considering how it went last game. Last game, he was first blood. Now, Björn's first blood.
They're just gonna trade back and forth. And we see Sheen coming out here for Uko as well. And that's a 500 gold lead already for the top side Uko.
And mid lane now, you see Antwer just passing by. But JJ had a slow start last game. Both Suka and JJ were not even in the game last game. But this time, we will see if they can get in earlier, maybe impact the game in a different way.
And I really like how they changed the team comms from both sides. Tampere going for a little more solo damage. Last game they had a lot of team fighting, and then Leo's gonna do the reverse from that. So I think they met each other like in the middle of team comms. They already fought a lot last game, but this game, these two comps that they have right now is just screaming fight.
Yeah, cocky from JJ, he knows Suka has no mana, so it's an easy trade, almost a free trade. Should be able to get out of that quite unscathed. But actually Incinerate going in from the side doing damage to Pretty Fresh, but it's a very creative way to get out. Asgood not close enough to do damage, otherwise that could have been catastrophic. Flash from Uko under turret! It's
no!
Too little, too late! 1-1 in top lane.
Oh, that's slow. The cancel of the basic, we have to say, but right now it's Björn that's gonna run instead, because Polar is 1 versus 2. Antwer is there, and it looked like it's gonna be a second kill here coming in for Leo.
It was looking so good for the top lane in TRE. Okay, once again going in the bot lane, Incinerate looking for Puha, doing a lot of damage, maybe going a little bit too deep, but he's not in tower range. That's very lucky from the side of Leo. And actually just Pretty Fresh going down really low.
It feels like Usko is coming in with different kind of confidence this game, farming very well. He's gonna take all the trades, but this, yeah, you do not want to get CC on you there under the tower.
Yeah, 2 poke champions in TRE, yet it's actually, let's look at this kill first in top lane. Miscalculation.
Oh yeah, you think you have the kill and you start running back, but then you want the kill. So you press one more time against the tower and then it's just too late. And then Polar here, the flash, almost gets Björn, but instead Björn's going to use his ghost, and that's going to be the second kill coming out for Leo instead. So 2 miscommunication on the top side, I have to say, from the Tampere.
I think they wanted the right thing. They had the right thoughts, they had the right planning, but they just executed it horribly. And now giving 2 kills to the Viking top lane, it's gonna be a struggle for Uko.
Yeah, Puha right now alone. We see that Fruity Fresh is on his way, and Uko's gonna fight again.
Yeah, level 6 advantage here. Björn should just run away from this and wait for his level 6 as well, so they can fight with ultimates. Then it will be a little bit closer at least.
Yeah, it is, and this is what I talked about. Uko's playing the Trundle right now, has the possibility to spam his Q, and then his W giving more attack speed. And that's something Olaf don't want the enemy to have, because that's his playstyle. So now when he's up to someone that has the same kind of spells, it's really rough for him. And we look at the minions, already 10 minions behind right now from the Björn side.
TRE using teleport, no, actually Leo using teleport to get back to lane, and actually we have Uko, topside jungle deep, getting extra information about Antwer so that he can go for these 1v1 fights. So he is ready to fight. Question is if Björn is ready to take that fight. We're about to find out right now.
Got 1 level ahead right now, so this is the time for him to fight.
Oh, actually Björn going in really hard in that situation, but Uko, lucky to be alive.
It feels like on top side, it's just about who attacks first. That player will get the kill if they both commit to it. Otherwise, in top lane, it's been pretty calm, very quiet, especially from mid lane once again. It's 2 players we talked a lot about, but last game they didn't do too much early. We see now that Puha is going to come into the mid lane to maybe get a gank out here on Suka, but there's just some damage coming out from JJ, and he shouldn't be...
Oh. Can he steal this? No smite available there from Polar, so he's just gonna get
Could
out.
commit to it this though.
But they have vision on him. Uko is coming as well, but he's used his first ultimate, gonna use the second ultimate as well, but Björn has a lot of bursts coming out, but he's alone against 3 members because Antwer is leaving him behind, shut down to Uko.
Uko's gonna get a kill with him here, and that's exactly what he needs on the top side, because right now Björn got 3 kills with him, has a gold advantage of only 150 gold right now. So Uko, after helping with this Herald, should do a reset, get some items and come back to a lane that should be his. But the jungle side here don't really work out that well for Polish so far yet. He gets his blue buff, he doesn't hand it over to Antwerp, but once Björn comes here, he's a little confident that Uka is close, but he's gonna go down before Uka can do something else.
Zuka now in a bad situation, actually going in under enemy turret. They should just be able to close this out, but JJ has to use the flash not to die. And the kill's actually going to be secured by Puha. Maybe not something you're looking for, but now let's see these two supports fighting it out. Closest member to this fight is Antwerp.
Yeah, but they shouldn't get any kill here. Antwerp is close, as you say, but all right, the stun is coming in there from Incinerate, and Antwerp is really close. Ignite, will it be enough? It is not. One more Q. It misses, and Puha is going to run away with his life.
That CC is not something you should underestimate on the side of TRE. When you think you're safe, you're probably not.
No, it's not this time, and it's a much closer game this time than the first game. So 3-3 in kills, gold is even, and Fruity Fresh, yeah, is even on the farm as well here for Asku. So
the ultimate actually hitting here from Asku. There's flash available on Fruity Fresh, but he needs to wait for last second, and he will as well. And confident enough to just tank that Q to the face, staying alive. And something we didn't see last game, Leo first on Dragon.
Yeah, so first Dragon available for them here in this series. They went 0 against 4 Dragons. The Temporary picked up all 4 of them and got sold in game 1. So here, we can already see a big difference from both of these teams. Temporary is not on Dragon that they were last game. Instead, we see that Leo is the first team there, and I don't think Polar has any possibility to take it. Nope, not when he's jumping over to the other side.
So first Dragon of the game, actually, and the series. Oh, actually looking for this kill here on Puha, but the shields should be enough to keep him alive. But Fruity Fresh moving in now. And actually denying Asku his recall. Maybe a bit miscommunication there from Incinerate and Asku.
Zuka's a little bit too deep mid lane.
Yeah, they have to flash, but mid lane, Uko together with JJ looking for Zuka a second time, but teleport's gonna come out from Björn. Is it enough? Zuka running for his life. Uko gonna pick that up, but ultimate is out now from Björn. Looking for Uko, doing it under turret. It's not enough. Bot lane, Incinerate's gonna get hit by that ulti, but that's not gonna be enough either.
But he's so low, it's less than 100 HP as well as... Oh, the mid lane at the same time, JJ can't really pick off the Björn right here, and the flash coming out from Polar. And Antwerp, can he survive this?
That's gonna be rough. I think this Wukong should fall. The red buff should slow him enough to get that second Q. And Temper once again popping off in this game.
Yeah, so Temper coming in here to get 2 kills against 0 for Leo. And not only that, they get the Herald Charge coming out on the bot side. So they get 1 tower with them, first tower and 2 kills to them. That's a lot of gold just getting put into their team.
If we check between the lanes right now, there's a lead to Tampere in every single lane. It's not a big one, but there is a lead, and that is something to be very, very cautious about if you're in the Leo starting lineup.
Just look at this damage coming out from Uka on the top tower. Trundle is such a machine when it comes to taking towers, platings, anything, because he can use his Q to do more damage on the tower with his W that gives attack speed. So it's such a strong split position champion.
Yeah, they need to start looking for these team fights. They got the first Dragon. That's something that's really important for Leo this game. They didn't get a single one the other game, and that forced out a soul point so early and made it so difficult for them to play the game. Antwerp a bit curious here, finding Polar.
Yeah, so just going to get some vision here. And you don't want to go into a Maokai on his side of the map, because there's a possibility that there's a lot of saplings in there. So just going to leave him, not even going to take the word from Polar. Polar might go back for it right now, but if we look a little bit on the minimap, top lane is going to stay on the top side, and we actually sent the JJ 2 bots to push that out. So we want to get Fruity Fresh and Puha into middle lane to just push this wave out. And we see Leo, they also have to change from mid and bot. They have to swap these 2 lanes as well, and this might be something they don't want to do.
Yeah, first Mythic picked up here from Fruity Fresh. Asko a bit further away from his Mythic and taking a lot of damage because of that Leander's Torment.
Yeah, and that's the thing now when he got his Mythic. Just look at the damage. He hits 1 out of 3 spells. wait 4 seconds, and then he have the CD back on all of them. He just do it over and over again until he forces someone to go B or he gets the kill on them. So right now, Fruity Fresh has played it really calm this game. Haven't really made too much sound from himself, but now when the first item is coming out, I think it's going to be a different story.
They're setting up a plan here in bot side. TRE looking for either Zuka or Asku and Incinerate, but it looks like they decided on Zuka, and the Hex Flash over the wall, so creative, and the burst will be enough. But now Polar in a bad situation.
Yeah, but if, let's see, the wave is not really there. Polar will not survive this, but they survives longer than expected. But
oh, look at Uko. He's just running down this ADC. Asco has no chance surviving that.
No, it's slow movement speed, attack speed, extra damage. Ultimate's gonna steal armor and magic resist as well. And now Incinerate also gonna go down. So Tampere, they're just stepping up now. They had to wait for 12, 13 minutes, but now it's game time for them.
Yeah, first Drake goes to Leo, but everything else goes to TRE. Gold lead is not as much as you would expect looking at the gameplay, but it's there. We see at least 1,244 gold advantage to Puha over Incinerate, who's had a bit of a more struggle this game.
They for sure have, but all of a sudden it's 8-4 in kills. We talked about before when it was 3 against 3 in kills. So Tampere is going to pull away. The gold lead is going to go their favor as well. But Leo, like last game for Tampere, they're going to take the first dragon. So the second Drake here is really important for Leo. They can't let it slide over to Tampere because they already have such a good control of the game. They need to focus on the objectives, get these buffs. Hopefully for them, they could come back in a mid lane, mid game or late game.
Okay, second dragon here, and it's actually Leo once again first here. And it looks like it will be uncontested, but Herald dropped top side, and the only one there is Björne.
Didn't that Herald just take the longest way possible to get into the lane? But yeah, the Herald is popped off on the top side, and there's 3 players coming out from Tampere. Alone is Björne once again, and the question is, are they going to try to dive him or just going to get a charge out?
Yeah. 4 members available. We still see JJ bot lane, but with that 6, they can finish the turret off. So Herald's such a dangerous weapon in the hands of TRE.
Uses very well here, and there's nothing in objective way for them on the map right now. JJ is gonna push out the bot side, and there we see there's a TP coming out from Zuka. Can't miss those minions. So right now, a little bit of a reset for both sides.
Yeah, and we see it's a Mountain Soul game 2. That will be really important, as if both teams have a lot of poke, they have a lot of available damage, so getting extra armor and magic resist could be the deciding factor in these team fights. So we'll see who can pick up the most of these dragons and first get that soul.
It is, but if we look a little bit on the items coming out here, everyone got the first item, but the fight coming out here,
yeah,
and
they're
it's
looking
JJ.
for JJ. The ultimate is so close to hit him. Antwerp's so close as well. But
jump.
he can't really get to him, but they will tower dive this. Antwerp going in, the burst is not enough. He's lacking a little bit of resources. At the same time, we see Polar coming from the side. Antwerp will close this out, but at what price? Zuka finished up by minions, and that tree is a happy tree.
Just standing in the bush, waiting for the minions and Sackbling to finish him off. He should not survive this. No, Antwerp is going to go down as well. So there's a big commitment here from Leo to get 1 kill, and they're going to lose 2 players along this journey.
Oh, Asko is a little bit too curious. Uko has one-shotted him before, but Björne is here. There's a blasting cone available. That could be a little bit messy. Missing that CC, and Pua meeting up should be enough for him to survive. 1 blasting cone.
That should be a secured kill for Leo. Just a little bit of a miscommunication. Might have sent one of those 2 players to the other side to help catch him when he jumps over the wall. But yeah, they split it up a little bit too much. So once they hit the jump, they're gonna get split it up, and there's no one really to catch him. The ghost has to be popped though from Uko.
Yeah, 1,000 gold lead in the top lane right now, and the most fed member in Leo is also the top laner. So we get point of perspective. Polar overstepping a lot here. He wants to give that kill to Zuka, and he does as well.
That's the flash when you think, all right, they messed up. If I flash now, I could get away. And then all of a sudden you see a spell from the darkness just following you and you know it's over.
Yeah, like we saw Bjorn obviously trying to give that kill away, and maybe that was the right call, but sometimes you should just secure those kills. Don't leave anything to chance.
Yeah, well, here we see the B coming out. So 2-0 in Dragons, and we're going to get a little replay here from JJ. JJ is going to run for his life, and he's going to get one more. All right, we're not going to watch that replay anyways. Asko, mid lane, a bit more active this game than the first one, actually coming out with a lot of damage this game.
Yeah, we will see if Zuka can get back in now, because there's only one member right now that has the lead from the side of Leo, and that's actually Zuka after picking up that kill. So a little goal lead. I don't know if it's going to last long, but it is there at least.
Yeah, the only player from Leo's side that has a gold lead. Otherwise, we have more than 1,000 gold from top side AD carry and the support, which we usually don't see the supports having such a big lead. Jungle is a little bit behind, but the biggest threat right now is Uko on the top side with his 4 kills. Also has a shutdown on him for 300 gold.
Yeah, and we see the damage coming out from Fruity Fresh right now. It's really scary. Asuka's doing what he can to just stay in the lane at the same time as Fruity Fresh, but right now he is one scary little minion. No, Yordle. Sorry.
Yordle.
Same thing.
That's almost the same thing.
It's almost the same
and
thing.
the Leandry is coming out, the first item, to do the percentage of a max health, and now he's going to look for some magic penetration as well.
Oh, actually the flash from both ADCs or APCs.
Oh!
Asuka staying alive, even though that ultimate hits right in the center.
Yeah, it will not be enough for him to get a kill, but it is enough to force Asuku to go B instead. And there is a Drake coming up any second right now. It's 10 seconds left. To have a reset on your AD carry when the Dragon is on its way is not that good, because it takes you 25 to 28 seconds to run to Drake from base, depending on what side you are on.
Bjorn has overstepped a lot, and 3 members should be attacking him here, but Uko should almost be enough. He's so strong, securing that kill, baiting with his mid laner.
Suka, can you get something here?
No flash available for Fruity Fresh. He used that earlier when the flash came out from Asgu. So taking a lot of damage, but surviving.
Yeah, he's gonna survive this, but blue side is on Drake, and they're gonna get it with them. So right now, Leo 2-0 in Drake.
Oh, Incinerate, perfect ultimate coming out there. Antfer now coming in from the side. This could be a really good fight from Leo, and it is. And they only sacrifice 1 dragon for that.
Is this enough to get Leo to come back into the game? I don't really know. They're already far behind, but slowly they're gonna take some ground here. They're gonna get some gold, and we might see a comeback that we saw last game coming out from Tampere.
Yeah, it's easy to get overconfident when you have those resources. And we're starting to get into that phase of the game where it just matters your comp. Your comp is everything. It doesn't matter how much resources you have. You need to utilize the resources you have, like the little resources you have. But the comp is everything. It's everything.
Yeah, the comp is really important here on this level of League of Legends. These players are really good and playing so well together. And the team comes, yeah, they're going to come out here. But JJ, one versus 2.
Once again, doing good with the roams. Well played from this Amumu. And they pop off the ultimate here from Polar, looking for the damage. And damage from Fruity Fresh, we will see. And there's no shields available. And he's going to fall.
And that's the champion. The 6 is just such a champion that you think you're safe. There's an ultimate coming from half the map, and there's a cube bouncing 2 miles, and it hits you, and the Leandry is gonna finish him off. And Asku, well, he's 0-2. He's still behind, but not as much as he was in the last game.
I think it will take a little bit of time for him to get into this game. We saw Fruity Fresh playing Varus last game, and he got into the game approximately at the 25-minute mark, so we should see a similar story coming out here. But Fruity Fresh right now so creative with that pick on the bot lane.
It for sure is, but it's one of his comfort picks. So I don't know if I would call it creative. Creative from the first time, but now after a few hundred games on him, we should get used to it. So if we look a little bit back here, the kills favor for Tampere 12-8, and they also with that have a gold lead of 4,000 gold, but the Dragons 2-0 for Leo, and right now a new objective, it is the Baron, and first there is gonna be Tampere.
Yeah, they actually just started. they have so much information in enemy jungle, so they know if Antwerp and Incinerate is gonna come. So immediately, poke coming out from JJ, and it actually looks like Incinerate has to recall immediately.
And the
Uko just finding that immediate kill. Puha actually the one securing it.
Björn coming in with the teleport here, but will that be enough? They already lost one of their team members, and now Paul's ulti gonna come out.
Yeah, and it's wide, super wide. Björn looking, Antwerp coming in from the side. It's a lot of CC, but can they close it out? Ultimate from Incinerate. There's actually a lot of damage from Björn. We did not expect this from the Viking, but he's insane. But Uko might just one-shot him.
It's so well played from Björn here, coming in with the teleport, getting a few kills, but Uko is not done. It is Uka now, but there's no mana for him, and he should go down. Uka's gonna pick up one more kill for his team, and right now, Tampere, well, they're aiming for the goal to win this game.
I actually think Antwerp died in the top lane by a sapling in the end of that fight.
Well, someone has to be unlucky in the game, but here Polar's ultimate doesn't really hit, and Antwerp, the flash here coming in with the ultimate, just changing the whole team fight. Björn is going to do so much damage with his ultimate, but after this kill, he should just fight. He should fight more, get that lifesteal. There's a bigger risk for you, chance for you to survive than just running away from Fruity Fresh on 6 with so much damage. And this one, Uko coming in here. Zuka has a lot of damage, but once there's no mana, well, you can't do your spells.
Yeah, up there we see the Wukong on the top side of the map actually dying from a sapling. We could probably get a replay of that later, but that's super funny.
Well, we went from a replay on Baron Pit back to Baron Pit, and once again, it is Tampere who is first there.
He's dead. Asgo is dead. The burst from Fruity Fresh is enough to kill or incinerate both these bot laners.
Fruity Fresh not letting anyone get close.
Antwerp can steal this. He can jump over the wall. But he gets cancelled mid-air by JJ.
JJ Hero, he gave this Baron to his team. At least the jungler, sure, started everything.
Look at the replay
Polar.
down there in the left corner. You see the sapling finish off Antwerp. That's horrible to see.
It just hurts because when you had a big team fight, you've done really well and you get away with 100 HP. You feel invincible, and then you just walk into a bush and get a little sapling that's gonna finish you off. That's not a good feeling.
Uko is so scary right now. I don't know if Björn actually wants to fight him. Both of this, it's all about the top laners this game. They decide what's going on. Oh, Incinerate coming in from the side. He wants to go deeper, but actually just uses the ultimate immediately, getting that second Q. But I think Leandris should be enough to kill him once again. But a shutdown coming up to Asgo, and that's what they need to get back into the game.
It sure is, but I feel like Leo is getting a little bit off balance here, losing their focus as well. Right now it's just Tampere, and Tampere is going to look for more. And this time it is Uko who's going to go in for a fight for Björn.
He's actually going to fight it. A lot of basic attacks, Fruity Fresh doing something at the same time, and actually getting a kill there on Asgo with the ultimate. They have too much information on the map, but we see Björn won that fight. He won that 1v1.
He did, and once he commits to a fight with the Olaf, he should win the fight. The problem I've seen with him so far in this game is that he quits once he hits that last 20% of his health when he heals the most. But the Dragon is going to be a focus for them right now. It's going to be the third one.
Does he have Smite? He does. They're actually investing the teleport. Antwerp is just going to jump over the wall. Does that beautifully, but there is a long way to safe ground. Björn is going to use his recall bot side, and Antwerp actually getting out, so they're just stealing the Dragon.
Yeah, it's a lot back and forth, as we said before, and it's going to continue, I guess. I feel that the goal that we have already in the lead for Tampere, it shouldn't be so back and forth for them, but we have Fruity Fresh. The player we talked about haven't really done too much in the early game, but once he got his Leandris, he's just started to spam all of his spells, and now also have a Rabadons. So, third item coming out. There's a lot of damage coming out for Fruity Fresh right now.
This is actually cocky from the side of TRE. They don't have the members to fight, but they don't know in Leo. And this time they get lucky. 3 members against 5. That should have been a big fight for Leo.
Well, they're gonna look for one more fight, and that, just look at that damage.
Yeah, trying to get away. Doing his best. Uko's going to run him down. Zuka is there, but it's not going to be enough. He can hide behind the wall. No flash available from Uko. Used it earlier. Good ultimate from Incinerate. And it actually looks like Leo potentially could take this fight because Björn is doing what he does best and just hitting his way forward. Uko alone in the base, but he's going to join the fight now. Björn going down low, and the ultimate should be over, and that should be the ace. and possibly the game for TRE.
Yeah, they should be at 2-0 after that team fight. And I just felt Temporary the last minutes have just taken... They've taken everything that there's to offer for them. They don't let anything pass, and I have to give it Fruity Fresh. What an incredible game he did with his 6, and that will be enough for them to go 2-0 in this first semi.
Yeah, I think you heard us last game when we said, oh, the hype around Fruity Fresh is not popping off in the bot lane. What's going on? And this game, he's showing us exactly who he is and why we have talked so much about him during the ground season and now also in the playoffs. GG, well played to TRE.
Yeah, and as well to Leo, just putting up a good fight both games. The first one we thought would go to them, but Temporary coming back in the late game, showing that they're a little bit more experienced in things like this. So take home the first game, and now the second game, well, they're the dominant team in the early game, and all of a sudden we had Leo going for the objectives, but all it took was 2-3 team fight and a very defeated 6 to win this game for Temporary.
Yeah, also we have to lift Uko. This game, he's been insane. Absolutely Fruity Fresh. He farmed a lot in the bot lane. He had a lot of resources and he did a lot of damage, but Uko dominating on the map. As soon as he showed himself, they had to respect it in Leo. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't pull the trigger. So Uko, together with Fruity Fresh, we have to say MVP game 2.
It for sure is, and as you said, he might have heard us.
Yeah.
Because we pointed at him and said, well, he's not really living up to the hype we've been building around him or the respect that the other players said that they have for him. And we see him down there to the right, sitting down in his chair. I think all his team players are going to be tanking him later for coming into the mid-game, doing all of this damage.
I think it's just a hat diff. I think because Uko had a hat, he's wearing a fedora. That's the hat diff right there. It's such a superpower. I think we should nerf that.
How do we nerf a hat, though?
We remove it.
All right, we remove it. But as said, Temporary is going to come out 2-0 in this first semi, and they're going to move on to the final. But who do you think they're going to go up against?
Yeah, we have 2 additional teams that are going to fight off here in the second semi-final in just a while. But it looks like they're setting up for something on stage right now. But we're waiting for the cue to do so. But big congratulations here to Tampere, securing that first spot in the finals.
All right, and we can hear that Tenshi is ready for us on the stage. We're going to throw it over to Tenshi right now.
All right, I am here on the stage together with Ukko from Tampere University. Congratulations to your win and making it into the finals here at the Nexus Collegiate.
Thank you. It was a great game and great opponent. It was great time.
Yeah, I just want to take a little bit of time. Very quickly before we let you guys go, that first game, Leo had a great advantage and you slowly clawed your way back into it. What I want to know is, did you feel at any stage like, yeah, this is kind of rough, or did you know that if we just play to the later stages that we're going to be able to come back?
No, it was just the stage, like it takes a little time to start cooking on the mid lane and on the bot lane and on the jungle. And next time we don't pick Kennen into Olaf. That was not good. And the opponents played really well on the early game. They find angles. We didn't respect the nocturnals really enough to be able to play the early game better. But at the most important parts, we played well. We communicated. We brought it back together.
Yeah, I know for a lot of the guys that are playing here today that playing on this stage is a little bit of a different experience. Did you feel like that influenced how you guys played today, or no?
Definitely, at least for some, it's not like really familiar setup, and you are playing in front of people, so maybe there's some pressure on some of our players. But in the end, we got like in the 15-20 minutes, we relaxed and got into the mood of playing seriously, and that was enough.
All right, last question before I let you guys go. Who would you rather play in the finals?
Tampere is the only way. We are going into the Tori after this, and we're gonna win every game against our last opponents, like we played in the Finnish Student Championship, and we lost to some of the players in that team. But this time we are gonna win, and then we are happy. And forget everything that happened.
All right, guys, that's it. Ukko from Tampere, congratulations. Love the hat, by the way. Absolutely.
turvallista kotimatkaa to our opponents. You can Google what that means at some point. It's nice. It's not anything negative. It's just I'm wishing them happy rest of the week, I would say.
Thank you so much, Ukko. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to throw it over to the break before we come back with our second semi-final here in the Nexus Collegiate. See you after the break.